Holloway's history is the history of the West. Literally started with a man, a pick, a shovel, gypsum, and he shoveled a bunch of it in the back of a pickup truck, brought it to the alfalfa farmers down the road from the mine in Lost Hills, and said, put this on your ground, it's gonna work, and once it works, I have a lot more where it comes from. And the company for a long time focused on just mining gypsum and serving the agricultural community in Central California. And when my business partner, Dennis French, and I purchased the company in 2012 from the Holloway family, we realized that focusing on the soil, which is what Holloway had always done, was a unique growth opportunity for Holloway. And so we expanded our products and service horizons to focus not just on gypsum, but other amendments and organic nutrients that the soil needs, as well as also services that focus on the soil. And we've expanded from there. We ended up creating a system which we call grave to cradle. And so an old almond orchard, when it's past its useful life, a farmer needs to remove that orchard, get it either off their land or in condition on their land where they can refarm, and then redevelop that field, and then apply amendments, readjust the soil. And so in our grave to cradle system, we have a one-stop shop, and we're able to come to the field, remove the old orchard, grind it up on site, and we can either reapply it on your site if you want, or in the same trucks that we bring your amendments to, we can haul off the waste. And then we come in with Ag Soilworks, who we partnered with on this best-in-class, best technology for redeveloping new fields. So we go and we open the soil really wide, we put our amendments in, custom to what the field needs depending on what the soil tests are telling us and what we're seeing physically in the ground. And then we come back and blend all that together in a final pass that puts up the bed and it's ready to plant. And so it goes from one call, your old orchard, which you need to remove, all the way into ready to plant a new orchard and all the services that are required in between.
Holloway is a vendor we partner with to provide the composting and materials that we want to put out here in the field. They provide gypsum, soil amendments such as sulfur, magnesium, composting. It could be different types of composting. We can go green waste composting. We can go with manure-based compost. And what they allow us to do is to specifically tailor a blend to our specific application. We go through with soil scientists, we pull samples, we find out what is our soil lacking, what do we have excess of, and we'll come together and we'll put together a plan. So this is only one part of the plan to fully maximize what we can do with this equipment, this technology in this location. So Holloway's one of the partners that we use for that, and been a great partner to provide the services that we need and the support we need here on the ranch.
It's just been a dream for us and so easy to go from bare ground with nothing to turn it over into being ready to plant a tree, like literally, overnight. And so having this relationship with Holloway gives us the ability to get these fields turned over to plant trees on with the most efficient, cost-effective, and beneficial way we can.
Digging these pits like this was probably not the norm 10 or 15 years ago. However, the way that at Holloway we think about complete soil health, this is going to be the new norm, where we come to every field and we're going to dig this pit. The problem here is if you have a tree or some sort of production crop, when it comes to here, those roots are going to stop right here. Water, nutrients, oxygen are all going to stop right there. So instead of farming the whole 6 feet of the profile that you're thinking about, in this scenario, you're farming 18 inches, 24 inches, something like that. But with the Ag Soilworks machines, we'll be able to come through, mix this whole process, and we'll be able to farm this entire area. We're shrinking in acreage, but we're increasing in population. So we have to do better. With every acre that we farm, we have to do better, or we're going backwards.
By focusing on healthy soils and these advanced methods of farming, we are engaging in what is known as regenerative agricultural practices. And beyond all the benefits to the farmers and to the land by supporting healthy soils, we're also taking this carbon-based organic material that originally had taken CO2 out of the atmosphere in its natural life cycle, and we'll be putting that CO2 back in the atmosphere as it would fully decompose on the surface of the soil. But instead we're able to mix it down in the soil profile and combine it with soil minerals that ultimately sequesters that carbon in the earth. And in doing so, we're creating optimal conditions for plant life moving forward, but also helping solve one of the bigger challenges of our time. Then that's got us into other types of waste forms and dealing with the food waste and how that can be a helpful generator to our compost, and dealing with other forms of organic that, again, are better for BTU value and conversion to energy, looking about how we're going to power our world beyond just hydrocarbons in the future. And if we really get what we're doing right, we'll be able to fuel our logistics fleet with the waste forms that we bring back in on those same trucks that brought out things to replenish the soil. It's part of, again, being part of that whole closed loop cycle of sustainability. We're a true believer in, if you farm the right way, you get better short-term results and better long-term results. That's good for the food that we're eating, for the ground and the soil that we live on, and ultimately for the farmer as well.